What's up, guys? Alright, we're back with the 2017 TV rankings. This is episode 2. So there's a bit of an update here because the prices have fluctuated since the last time we met. And I will maintain the price correction when possible. So what I want to do is run through all the scoring and how I personally approach it. Your opinion may differ, but this is just how I approach kind of a valuation of a TV. So let's jump in. We'll come back to the ranking in a minute. I just want to kind of quickly run through all of the factors that go into the ranking. So price and price per inch. And then there's a pricing score, and I'll explain how I calculate this later, but I just want you guys to see what's going into the total score here. So you have a price score, you have a size score. So in this case, I stopped at 75 inches, so that would be a 10, meaning that's the best size or the biggest TV in this comparison here. Sharpness, SDR or lower quality content, essentially non-HD or non-4K content. HDR 10, which is YouTube's flavor of HDR, as well as Netflix and Amazon Prime. Dolby Vision, black levels, shadow detail, or the ability for a TV to hold on to the details that are near black. Gradation or gradients. So that's essentially any non-Sony TV. I think Sony's the only TVs that get a perfect 10, so I'll just call that out. Highlights are the ability to maintain detail in super bright highlights. Quite a few TVs fail at that. Color volume. The new Samsung QLED TVs are rocking the house in that category for sure. Light bleed. As you can imagine, the edge-lit TVs aren't going to score so well here. Clouding. Center viewing experience. So watching the TV straight on. There's the bright room experience, so if you have a lot of lights in the room. Dark room experience, so that's when you're kind of hovering between 150 nits to probably 400. That's assuming you're working with a calibrated television. Max brightness. This is essentially the ability for the TV to blind you. Now here's where it gets really interesting and different. Satisfaction. So I met and interviewed tons of employees at various electronic stores, and I made sure that I didn't talk to LG reps, Samsung reps, or Sony reps, and I asked them what TVs they've purchased in the last 3 to 5 years, what TV they've purchased recently, and which TV they have their eye on and why. So I looked at their purchase factors, or what weighs into their decision, and I looked at the overall metrics of these TVs, and I came up with a score. And the higher the score, the less likely you're going to be tempted to want to buy a new TV in the next 1 to 3 years. Also, buyer's remorse probably factors into there a little bit as well. All right, the next metric is wow factor. This is a metric you're not going to find anywhere else, and it's really NPS in my world, in my profession. And what this means is what's the likelihood that you're going to talk about this product to other people while you own it. And so are you going to, when your brother-in-law comes over to your house, are you going to run in to the living room and say, hey man, you have got to see the picture quality on this TV, right? That's wow factor. Really what it is NPS though. All right, future concerns. We'll go in depth in the next video on what that means, but essentially burn-in for OLEDs, image retention for OLEDs, for LEDs, like the KS8000, the backing plate was coming off. There are issues that kind of are associated with specific TVs. I went out and looked at all the issues that I could find, and if they were severe enough and enough people were talking about them, it factored into this score. All right, voice input. Basically how accurate and responsive is the voice input from the remote that comes with the TV. How good is the remote? The app experience and the availability of the apps. I rolled it into one. The operating system, how fast is it? How snappy is it? Is it well organized? Is it a crappy user interface? Total score. All right, here's another one. Community score. What this means is there are large communities, or if it's a higher score, there are large communities online where you can visit that forum, such as AVS forum, and you can ask a question about your specific TV. So the lower the score, the less active the community or the less people there are in those threads. So I looked at all the major TV sites and came up with this kind of a cumulative score. So basically, if LG, Samsung, or Sony lets you down, or Vizio, and you go out and look up information on a forum, the likelihood of you finding an answer went into this score. All right, gaming. Basically, this is the input lag and the refresh rate side by side here. They all have 120 hertz refresh rate, so no issues there. They're all pretty good as far as input lag goes. Some are just stellar and some have a little bit of work to do. Design and weight. So design, what went into the design score is how clunky is the TV stand. So the KS8000 had these two legs on the end. It didn't fit a lot of people's tables. There are certain factors that go into the design, like the backing plate on the KS8000 coming apart. So quality is part of this score as well. And then there's the weight of the TV. And you might ask, why does this matter? Well, the weight matters because if you live in an apartment alone and you don't have anyone help you move the TV, so say Best Buy, for example, delivers the TV to your house, and they set it in an area where you're not happy and you want to move it to a